Alright, here is Cass's game versus Garrett from the weekend. We see Gudra here. I don't know how I feel about Gudra. I think overall we are bringing 4 Pokemon that we should be bringing in nearly every battle in Sylveon, Jirachi, Celebi, and Arrow. But we're still a little flawed. Unfortunately, there's only so much we can do. And we're operating mostly off the waiver wire at this point. I don't want to be too critical of what's going on here. I think we have a decent set of turns, but I think that this is something that a lot of teams are going to need for Garrett in the future as a way to either absorb toxic spikes or deal with them being set down. Because Cass, we have no way to deal with spikes. Now Gudra and Sylveon will get toxic on entry. I guess it's not the end of the world, but it's not super comfortable either. I think that getting rocks up is nice here. Here we see Gudra use a Fire Blast. Cass, I think that this is another time to bring up the concept of playing against our opponent's ranges. On this previous turn, we're just playing against what's in front of us. We're playing against Roserade, but only one Pokemon is able to comfortably switch into a Dragon move on Garrett's side. So we probably either need to be pressing a Dragon move, or we need to be pressing some kind of status move that makes progress. Fire Blast. I actually don't hate it. I don't hate it because we might be expecting the switch into Steelix. It's in the range, but also it's scary for Garrett to switch into Steelix here because he's in as a grass type. So I would have preferred Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse, but instead we Fire Blast, and then we Fire Blast again on the following turn, which strikes me as a pretty obvious mistake here. I don't really see, unless I guess we might be choiced. We need to be switching. We need to be going to Jirachi or into Lucario. I also see that we're running Life Orb Celebi. I don't love it. I think we need to be running some kind of Calm Mind leftover set, and we need to be aware of our damage ranges. Maybe this does have a chance to kill. It's very possible. It's hard to say without knowing your set for sure. But obviously losing our Celebi here isn't ideal because it's our only remaining switch into Raikou. Raikou doesn't end up being a problem this game, but part of that is because, I think you probably know why. We go into Jirachi here. We go into Steelix. I don't need to break this turn down much. Here on this turn, we don't Mega Arrow. We're also just disrespecting Steelix. So we need to be Mega Arrow here, and if we are Mega Arrow here, this Hidden Power probably KOs. At least it certainly has a chance to. We're definitely buffing our damage a lot by Mega-ing. Of course, the debacles earlier in the game have kind of taken us out, but we lose in 10 turns. Cass, I know that you really want to play with cute Pokemon but yeah. I think our Pokemon just need to have a bit more utility is the issue. There are still some good Pokemon on the waiver wire. We should probably be dropping the evolutions. They're other than Sylveon. Picking up Pokemon like Tornadus, like Sceptile, Seismitoad, Crocodile. Because we're just at a serious deficit here compared to the rest of the rosters in the league. If you want to write it out with the evolutions, I understand, I respect it, but I think that there are still improvements to be made that will give us better outs in games to come. So that's the miniature review. Yeah, well played, Garrett. I mean, let's talk about your game here. Think that Toxic Spikes is cute, clever. I like it. I think that regular spikes are probably better for what it's worth. Honestly, probably would have done more. But Toxic Spikes are good because regular spikes are punishing Jirachi and Celebi. Well, they're punishing 5 of 6, where Toxic Spikes are only punishing really 2 of 6. I guess they technically hit Celebi, but I guess they're good against Celebi. So 3 out of 6. But I don't know. Regular spikes would have been really nice here. We press Ice Punch here. I think that's fine. There's not really a clean switch into Ice Punch. On Cass's side, Cass probably needs to be switching into Jirachi still. But I think it's a fine play because, of course, there's a chance that our opponent stays in. I'm a little surprised that we outspeed here. I guess if this is max speed, it's still outspeeding, but yeah, I think it's a fine move. I think your plays here are good through the first 4 turns. We sack for Alligator. I think this is also fine. I guess I wouldn't. I think it's fine. I actually think it's pretty smart to just sack for Alligator. Gator's done their job. We want to get an entry into Roselia. We might luck out. I'm not sure. I'm a little shocked that we're outrunning. Is this expected? Is this always gonna happen? I guess if this is max speed and Roselia is max speed, they always outspeed. So never mind. Not that surprising. I guess with that in mind, we're probably a little lucky that this doesn't kill. My guess is that this is a roll. But we take out the Celebi. And then, yeah, Steelix more or less unstoppable here. We see a bit of a disaster. And, yeah. So, Steelix just kind of sweeps. Not the most interesting of games from this point on. Yep. Alright. So that's that game.